Hey everyone, Michelle here and welcome back to my channel and welcome to another book tag video. Sorry for the really awkward angle of camera. For some reason my stand, when I put it where I normally put it, it's like the phone's too heavy and it starts weighing it down, so you just see my head, it's like you see that and it goes, yeah, not good. Don't know what's going on, so I may have to invest in another stand. But by the by, like I said, welcome to another book tag video. So this week's video was created, well, the version I saw was created by my best friend Sophie at Sophie Lane Reads when she did her booktube channel. I will link her original video down below. And this week's video and book tag is all about the musical Wicked. So Wicked isn't my favourite musical of all time, but it is Sophie's. So in honour of Sophie's birthday, being on Halloween, I thought maybe my last video before my book call next week should be for her. So Sophie, I hope you like my answers if you watch. If you don't, tough titties, it's my channel. So there are 8 questions. I've written them down again. 8 questions based on 8 songs. So like last week's Disney video, this week I will say the song. Well, sorry, So I will say the song, what the question is, and then my book. So I'll stop my waffling again, because we're at 2 minutes, but I will cut this intro down, don't worry. And let's get started. So before I start, sorry about the window. It's just if I stand there, it's a bit dark, so not very good. So the first prompt is based on the song Dear Old Shiz, and the question is your favourite school. Now, I have many schools I have read about that I've enjoyed reading about, but when I read this question, my mind went to the school that dragged me into the love of reading in the first place, and that was Hogwarts from the Harry Potter series. So Hogwarts, like I said, Harry Potter series was the series that got me into reading when I was younger, and I just loved reading all about these different, when Harry was in classes, about all these different classes. Like for me, so someone who loves history of magic, I'd ace that class like no tomorrow. While I've got hay fever, I do like a bit of gardening. Very rarely do I do gardening, but I do like looking around gardens, so herbology would have been good. In herbology, I might have found a cure for my hay fever. For my allergy to animals, amazing. For my eyesight, this is the thing, if I was a witch, I wouldn't need glasses. My teeth wouldn't be bad. My jaw wouldn't be the way it is. It could have changed my life in so many ways. Yeah, I'd loved Quidditch. I like watching sport. I don't like playing it, as you can tell. But I like watching it, so I'd loved watching Quidditch. As you can tell by the colours, I am a Hufflepuff at heart. So having a common room next to the kitchen, perfect. Especially when you're hungover or you're drunk and you need munchies. Yeah, so my favourite school, fictional, is Hogwarts. So song number 2 is The Wizard and I, and that question is a character you would love to meet. 2 technically, Audrey Rose and Thomas from the Stalking Jack the Ripper series. Oh, 2 of my most loved characters in recent years. And what I love about these characters is that they're so different from what was the norm in the setting that they're in, so like Victorian settings. Like Thomas doesn't mind that Audrey Rose isn't your typical society woman. Audrey Rose is loving the fact that she's not a typical society woman and that she has people who support her in her ideas and her ways. And for me, I think I would love to meet them, to get that bit of bravery from them, because I'm not brave at times, and to meet people who are so outgoing and know who they are and they're quite confident in that. And like Thomas loves to meet people. Audrey Rose very much like me, she's very set in her ways. and she likes who she likes, and that's it. So yeah, I think I would genuinely get on with these two, and I would love to meet them and see if their chemistry is as good in real life as on paper. So song number 3 is popular, and that is A Book You Wish Was More Popular. Sisters by Michelle Francis. Maybe it's just the people I follow and watch, because they do tend to be more YA than adult thrillers, I'd say. But even those people that do read and watch, that do read this genre, I haven't heard anyone mention this, which is a bit sad. The only reason I found out about it was because one of the people I follow on Twitter, the authors, I can't remember which one, but they put a picture of their book being in Heat magazines, and they have like a weekly book thing, I think. So it's like about books that are out and upcoming books and things. And Sisters was on it, because I take that picture and I look and see if I'm in the books. And Sisters was on it, and I'll be honest, when I got it, I wasn't expecting to like it as much as I did. So yeah, this is definitely a book anyone who wants to read thrillers, more adult thrillers, I would read it. Please read it, it's good. Song number 4 is One Short Day, and that question is town you would love to visit. The town I have chosen is New Orleans, from the Accidents Jazz by Ray Celestin. But it wasn't just this book that made me love New Orleans. It was the originals and American Horror Story. And yeah, I love a bit of paranormal. So I've always obviously kind of known what New Orleans is. And yeah, so I've always wanted to go to New Orleans. Reading this book made me love to go to New Orleans again. Most likely will never go due to the fact I have crippling anxiety when it comes to getting on a plane. But one day I would love to go to New Orleans. Number 5 is based off the most famous song from Wicked, Defying Gravity, and that is Best Cliffhanger. I'm going to go with Legend Born by Tracy Dion. It's not really much of a cliffhanger because you kind of know where a certain character is and who he's with and why they're with them. But it is a cliffhanger because you kind of don't know what's going to happen afterwards, and why you don't, and things. But I just love this book, so it was going to be chosen. And yeah, so best cliffhanger, Legend Born. Question 6 is based off my favourite song out of the whole Wicked musical, and that is As Long As You're Mine, and that is Your Favourite Crush. As a woman of 27, I don't have crushes. She lies. I have lots of crushes. But I'm going to cheat again, and I'm going to pick 2, and that is going to be Nick and Selwyn from Legend Born. Yeah. I love a bad boy, so Selwyn like kind of got my heart a bit. I was like, yeah, like, yeah, and he'll be you. But with Nick, it was like, it's kind of like I said in my in one of my other book tags. They're very much not, here's a good boy, here's a bad boy, pick. They're very much great because they both have good and bad in them, which I love. And that they want to protect, well, that Nick wants to protect Bree, but then Selwyn kind of wants to protect Nick, so has to protect Bree, even though he doesn't trust Bree. Yeah, so as I said in that other book tag, I don't want her to pick. I want them to live happily in a throuple, because I'm half convinced that Selwyn is a little bit in love with Nick, and Nick's probably a little bit in love with Selwyn. And I think Bree's a bit in love with both of them. Let's be honest, we all felt the chemistry when we read this, and if you haven't read it, between these characters. So yeah, my crushes at the moment, it could probably change, it will probably change, is Nick and Selwyn. Question 7 is based off my second favourite song from this musical, No Good Deed, and that is Your Favourite Villain. Gonna be honest, I said it in the Disney's video, this isn't my favourite villain, it's the villain that I can kind of resonate with, and that is the Stormlord from the Raw series by Cora Carmack. Like I said, I'm only based this off the fact that I think the chapters that I'm thinking are connected to him in here, I can kind of see how he turned out the way he is. And like when he had Aurora in his grits, he didn't kill her, he wanted to help her train to get used to her powers. And his plan has been, from what I've read and what I've remembered, because I remember this from months ago, the places he was kind of affecting were where the other bad family were, and I kind of understand why he was going for them. So yeah, like I said though, if I'm reading this wrong and the chapters that I think are connected to him aren't connected to him, then I'll look a bit silly. So that's why I can't wait for the third book, but it's been pushed back due to COVID. I do have more books, but I wanted to finish this series. So yeah, I'm hoping in the third book we will kind of get definite proof if the chapters I'm thinking of are connected to him. Sorry it keeps going down because I'm sat down, so my hand's like, yeah, and I hope we get more of his backstory because I'm actually kind of enjoying reading that backstory. But yeah, favourite villain, the Stormlord. So the 8th and final question is based off the song For Good, and that is your favourite friendship. Now, I could have gone with Neville, Luna and Ginny from Harry Potter series. The Golden Trio, I'm sorry, there's some bad points in that friendship, but the other three, little stars in my eyes. I could have gone with Thomas's aunt, sister, her partner and Audrey Rose in the Stalking Jack the Ripper series. I could have gone with Bree and her best friend Alice. But I went for a bit more of a non-conventional one because people are going to say it's not a friendship, but it is to my eyes. Mia, Covert and Mr. Kindley from the Nevernight trilogy. Now, you're going to probably sit there and go, Michelle, was it really a friendship? Yes. You cannot tell me that Mr. Kindley and Mia didn't help each other because they were friends. Yes, they relied on each other, but they were still friends. There was still love for them. When Mr. Kindley left and Mia was on her own, you felt her. She lost a friend. She did. I'm sorry. There's no other way. They were friends. And I like that. It wasn't just a friendship based off that, just because he was helping her, she helped him. And it was sweet. Even though Jade doesn't really write sweet, it was sweet. So yeah, my favourite friendship, Mia Covert and Mr. Kindler. So that was the Wicked book tag. Sophie, I hope you enjoyed me doing your book tag. I'll probably get a message saying, Michelle, that was awful. I don't mind. I enjoyed it. Musicals is something in my life. I haven't seen many, but I do enjoy them when I go see them. My favourite musical that I have seen is Mamma Mia. Love it. My favourite musical that I haven't seen, if you'd have asked me a couple of months ago, I would have said Hairspray. However, now it's 6. Adore it. I think it was meant to come to Leeds, which I live near, this year, but obviously due to COVID that was postponed. And I don't think they've put new dates out yet, but I know it's something me and Sophie are looking at going to see, so that'll be really, really fun. But yeah, I do enjoy these book tags. I do find that while some of the questions are similar, I tend to give different answers for some of them. The questions that are similar, so I quite like that part. And I think it lets you kind of see my thoughts on different things, because obviously everyone kind of interprets books in different ways, and that's absolutely fine. It's something I love about me and fellow readers, is seeing if we have similar thoughts or different thoughts. It's great. As long as you can accept that other people don't have the same thoughts as you, fantastic. But yeah, so that was the Wicked book tag. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, slap a like, subscribe. I have more videos planned. Yes, I do, because I've actually got the next 3 planned. yeah, next week's video will hopefully be a book haul video. When it was a bit lighter, you may have noticed some envelopes. Yes, these are all my book haul books. I have opened them, I just haven't taken them out yet. I was going to do my book haul this week, but I remembered that sometimes Waterstone sends you books a couple of days early or a week and a half early. And with me having some books due out the first week of November, I kind of want to film on the Saturday. So once the postman's been, so any books, I've got them. Yeah, so that's going to be next week's video. I might do 2 next week, because obviously it's the start of November as well. And I have to do my November TBR video, which you've watched the last 2 because it's done based off of my 2 nieces' ages. Next time it will be my nephew's, and he will be 8. I hope he's 8, Joe. If he's not, I'm sorry. Yeah, so that's going to come. So I'm going to stop blabbering now because it's 3 minutes, this exit. 3 minutes, Michelle. Like I said, if you like this video, leave a like. If you've got any hints or tips for filming or editing, let a girl know. I'll hopefully have the stand fixed by next week, so I don't like sitting down because I feel like that. I want to stand and I don't like this angle because that's awful. But yeah, until next week. Sorry, I'm looking for my little clicker thing. Until next week, I've been Michelle. Bye guys.